So instead of me making separate videos of what I want to talk about, how about just compile them into one big video of what I want to say? So I did watch the Game Awards. I'll give it a very solid A. Jeff Keighley makes these tweets of how you want to rate the Game Awards. It was an A, B, or a C, or a D. I'll give it a solid A. Now, the Abraham Lincoln kid that basically barged in and took the spotlight on last year's Game Awards. I didn't pay attention to the Game Awards, but now I am. I'm anticipated to know what the announcements are going to be, what the awards, the games are going to be winning. But for today's video, I just want to talk about games that I'm interesting to play and interesting to talk about, including a game that I did say I was going to make a final video about, but again, I was going to compile all those separate videos into one big video. So the first game that I'm going to be talking about is this game called Windblown, and Windblown are the same people that created Dead Cells, and Dead Cells was created by this indie game studio called Motion Twin. When I watched the trailer, I'm not gonna lie, it looks pretty fire. And one person commented on the trailer that just got released right after it was shown on the Game Awards, and it said that the axolotl reminded him of this character called Bullfrog that's in this show called Captain Laserhawk. That's the same show that Rayman is featured in as a cameo, and Captain Laserhawk was produced by Ubisoft, so of course Rayman's gonna be in there. There's some references of Assassin's Creed as well. And now I just gotta wonder, were the animators that made, the trailer for Windblown are the same people that helped work Captain Laserhawk? I don't know. I need somebody to fact check me on that, but that's just a bold assumption. For the gameplay of Windblown, I'm intrigued. It's a roguelike, and if you guys have seen me play Call of the Lamb, which is legit the first ever roguelike game I've ever played, I know there's some other roguelikes, for example, like Hades and Hades 2, two games that I've never played, but I am interested into playing. The only thing we have gotten is early access on Steam for PC in 2024, so I don't know if there's gonna be a console release, but if there is, I'm intrigued to know, and I'm waiting for the release date. You guys probably missed it, but there was a line on the official Windblown Twitter account bio where it says dash die repeat. It reminded me of this movie called Edge of Tomorrow where the slogan was live die repeat, so I guess that's a pretty cool reference of it. But this is all I want to say. This game that I'm going to be talking about is this game called Exodus, and this game is the game that Matthew McConaughey was part of. The graphics that it was first shown on the Game Awards, it was pretty clean. It looked really, really good. The vibes kind of remind me of Interstellar. You guys probably don't know that movie. It's a really good movie, and unironically, that's the same movie that Matthew McConaughey was part of. Jeff Keighley did say that it reminded him of Mass Effect, just some vibes of Mass Effect, which, I think is a pretty cool reference. So far, we haven't gotten a release date or when it's going to be released on consoles or on PC, so yeah, that's up to there for that. Now, I thought it was going to be God of War 3, but we got some God of War Ragnarok DLC called God of War Ragnarok Valhalla, which is going to be released on December 12th in exactly 4 days. This is also a game I do want to talk about. When Jeff Keighley said that this game was made by a small indie game studio from Australia, I was thinking it was going to be Silksong, as you can see that it was trending on the trending tab on the right corner. No, it's this production studio called House that they made this game called Big Walk. It's an online multiplayer game where you get lost and hang out with friends online. It's coming out in 2025, and I think it's a pretty fun, goofy game to play with your friends. But I was kind of let down because when Jeff Keighley said it was made by the small indie game studio from Australia, I was assuming from Team Cherry, because Team Cherry was the same people that made Hollow Knight. Spoiler alert, by the way, Hollow Knight Silksong was not mentioned or featured in the whole 3 hours of the Game Awards of 2023, which yes, it was sad, and I do understand that they're working hard for it, but I was assuming that after the 6 months it was delayed, even though it's going to be released in the first half of 2023, we would get some trailers or some details, but no. Nothing. Now, Unseen Tokyo is this indie game studio founded by Ukumi Nakamura, and they're making this first game called Kimuri. So far, we haven't gotten any details as to what it's going to be published for, what it's going to be an Xbox exclusive or from PlayStation, released on Nintendo Switch or on the PC. We got a reveal trailer for it. The art style is unique. The music was bumping while it was shown at the Game Awards. It is a pretty interesting game, and I just want to talk about it. And we finally got news of what's going to be the next Dragon Ball Budokai Tenkaichi game. It is called Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. The same graphics that were shown on a Dragon Ball FighterZ live stream a couple months back were the same graphics that were shown on the Game Awards when it finally revealed its title. And there is a tweet that I want to mention that I also do want to talk about that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And I thought it was made by Dion, also called C Reacts, but it was made by an entirely different person. This tweet made by Jamal Rose says, "All you mofos claiming you played the F out of Budokai Tenkaichi 3 when it dropped back in 2007. 16 years ago, so if you under the age of 25, stop the cap." Now, very bold claim to assume that those people said that they played the F out of Budokai Tenkaichi 3, and I feel like it's unfair for people to not be excited for Budokai Tenkaichi 4, although it's called Sparking Zero. Now, for me, I played Budokai Tenkaichi 2 and 3 from my cousin's PlayStation 2 a couple years back. But with all that aside, okay, even if you didn't play Budokai Tenkaichi 3, it doesn't matter. Alright, I feel like you should have the right to be excited for a new Dragon Ball game, even if you never played Budokai Tenkaichi, whether it's one or the spin-off games of Budokai Tenkaichi. And I do agree it's out of touch and unfair for people to not be excited for a new Dragon Ball game. Okay, it doesn't make any sense to me for you to say that only the people that play Budokai Tenkaichi should be excited. Again, it doesn't make any sense to me, man. Now, this one surprised me that there's going to be a Jurassic Park survival game that's currently in the works. When I first saw it on the Game Awards, the graphics look very identical to the first film, and the team did a really good job, okay, I won't lie. The gameplay is still on pre-alpha, it's still a work in progress. We haven't gotten a release date or how much it's going to cost. What we do know is going to be released on the PS5, the Xbox Series S and X, included on the PC. So yeah, we're going to have to wait for that and wait for more details. Now, this game, Black Myth Wukong, has officially announced when this game is going to be released, and it's going to be released on August 20th, 2024. I believe this game was in the works back in 2020 based off of the date when the Twitter account was made. This was also a game that Afro Senju was looking forward to playing a couple years back, and I do agree that he's excited that there's finally a release date for when this game is going to be out. Now, this game, Tales of Kenzada Zao, was also a game shown on the Game Awards. One of the actors of Assassin's Creed is voicing the protagonist for this game. The gameplay reminded me of Ori, even though I've never played an Ori game or a game made by Moon Studios, which I will get into that on the final game I'm going to be talking about. Spoiler alert. This game is inspired by African culture. It looks pretty interesting, and I thought it'd be cool to mention in this video. Okay, this game called Last Sentinel, and I thought this was going to be Ghost Runner 3, even though I've never played Ghost Runner and Ghost Runner 2. The graphics kind of reminded me of Ghost Runner, although it's not Ghost Runner 3. The graphics do look pretty clean. It looks pretty interesting and intriguing to play. So far, we haven't gotten a release date or when it's going to be sent to console, so it's still a work in progress. Okay, so this game called The First Descendant that will be descending on February 2024, but correct me if I'm wrong, I think this game is going to be out on August 2024, but again, I don't know if that's going to be the exact date, so I'm going to have to fact check it. The game looks intriguing, it looks interesting to play, and I thought it'd be cool to mention in the video. Next game I'm going to be talking about is a game that was on pre-alpha, basically still in the work in progress before the final product, and it's this game called Zenless Zone Zero, but I might as well just call it Triple Z. I know it sounds crazy for me saying that, but that's just too much to say. Might as well just call it Triple Z. Now, Triple Z is a game that I've heard of from Jonas Scott because he voices a character in this game. He goes by the name of Lycaon. I know I said that name incorrectly. I might as well just put it on the screen for you guys to see it. I saw a clip from this game, and I won't lie, yeah, the animation is pretty fluent. I mean, of course, this game is made by Hoyoverse, the same people that made Genshin Impact, which of course is here on the bottom right corner. Honkai Impact. Unless if I get bullied into playing it, that depends if you guys want me to play this game. Now, this game is going to be set to release in 2024 across consoles, PC, and mobile, basically on your phone, whether you have a Samsung, Android, or Apple. We haven't gotten a specific date of when it's going to release in 2024, but we just know it's going to be released next year. Now, this game called Mecha Break, which speaks for itself, kind of like Titanfall 2 or Armored Core 6, I should say. The game looks pretty interesting. So far, we have gotten a release date. We know it's going to be on Steam, PS5, and on the Xbox. And finally, the game that I'm going to be talking about that I did say I was going to make a separate video about, but I might as well just compile that all into one video. Now, you guys have seen me make dozens and dozens of tweets about Ori, and probably a dozen videos about Ori, the updates, the announcements of these collaborations. I know there's collaborations of Rivals of Ether, Party Animals, and just recently Sea of Thieves. But now there's a new game made by Moon Studios, and turns out that the leak for Ori 3 was completely false. And the game is called No Rest for the Wicked. with the bio of Moon Studios being changed, saying independent game developer, creators of Ori and the Blind Forest and Ori and the Will of the Wisps, currently working on No Rest for the Wicked. Now, I know that there was an interview saying that Thomas Mandler did say that the story for Ori is completely over. There's not going to be an Ori 3, even though we have gotten a fan game that's being made from this independent game developer called Zachary Grabas. And this fan-made game is called Fila and the Heart of Niwin. It's still in a work in progress. I'll leave a link to his YouTube channel in the description for you guys to see his work, the current testing of what's going on with the game. And I'm not gonna lie, when I first saw this game, I thought it was gonna be something completely different. Even though it did say it was gonna be inspired by The Legend of Zelda, Diablo 4, and Dark Souls, I thought it was gonna be some Ori spin-off, which I'll take that. All right, an Ori spin-off, that's fine. You guys probably don't know this, but Ori and the Blind Forest and Ori the Will of the Wisps is a game series I've been looking forward to playing for a year now. Okay, and I've been hoping for this game to be on the PlayStation. So far, there hasn't been any news for it. When it was finally revealed there was going to be this game called No Rest for the Wicked, I felt kind of let down. All right. I mean, no offense to Thomas Mandler or Gennady Korol or everybody working at Moon Studios. I feel like they're very talented people. I only listened to one song, and it was Light of Nibel because it was in a video made by Elastic Droid rating the best music from video games. But yeah, when I first saw it, I was kind of let down to the point where I felt like I might as well just leave the Discord. But I thought it'd be too selfish and too harsh for me to do that, all because it wasn't Ori related. Because again, it doesn't make any sense for me to do that. For the past few years, we've been hard at work on our next passion project, introducing No Rest for the Wicked. This time we decided to create our own unique take on the action RPG genre, and we can't wait to see your reactions. We got Gennady Korol saying, since some of you asked, the footage in our Wicked game reveal is all in real life and in engine. There is no CGI in this trailer. Direct Graves makes a tweet saying, direct links for Moon Studios games Wicked Game single featuring one of my favorite people on the planet, Maluka XOXO. And what I found out is that Maluka is a composer and singer from Monterrey, Mexico. Alright, represented from Mexico, I see you. Now you guys might be asking, will I ever play the newest Moon Studios game? And the answer is that it's most likely not gonna happen. Now, no disrespect to Thomas Mandler or the people working at Moon Studios. It's just that since I was so drawn into playing Ori, I thought it was going to be an Ori inspired, an Ori spin-off game or something in relation to Ori, but it's entirely different, okay? If you guys have seen, I made a dozen videos about Ori. I even made a video saying of why I wanted to play Ori. It is that Ori reminded me of this guardian spirit called Opie. If you guys don't know this, I'm Native American. Opie is a guardian spirit from my culture, and what I found out is that Ori is a tree spirit. I know that the music is going to be beautiful. Again, I only listened to one song. The only available version for Ori and the Blind Forest is the Definitive Edition, which is available on the Nintendo Switch and on the PC. I don't know if it's on the PC, but I'm about to check that out. I know that there is a collector's edition on the Nintendo Switch, which is over $200. But yeah, I honestly don't know what else to say. I mean, I was so ready to prove the fans of Ori on the Discord server wrong that Ori's going to be on the PlayStation, but chances of that happening are very slim to none. I know I made like my final video where I did say I was gonna make my final video of Ori. Right after I made that video, I had like a very sliver of hope that's gonna be on the PlayStation. All right, we have gotten some news from the CEO of Xbox, Phil Spencer, that's been planning to expand the Xbox Game Pass to the PlayStation and to the Nintendo Switch. So maybe there could be a chance that Ori could be on the PlayStation, but again, that depends on Sony and Microsoft being in good terms. Listen, Phil Spencer, I don't know if you're watching this video, but please, from the bottom of my heart, I'm begging you, put Ori and the Blind Forest and Ori and the Will of the Wisps on the PlayStation. Take my money, take every cent from my wallet, okay, for this game to be on the PlayStation. And the thing is, I wanted to play this game so you guys can see my reaction, so I could do like a whole long video series of this game. But the chances of that happening are very slim to none. So yeah, I think I've said probably enough of what I gotta say for the Game Awards. I don't know what else to say, man. I mean, unless if I get bullied to play No Rest for the World, that depends on you guys. If the game is good, sure. If not, I don't know what else to say. I feel like One Shot was a good replacement for Ori, okay? Because I was emotionally attached to Ori, and I was hoping for this game to be on the PlayStation. But then when I played One Shot, it was like a good replacement, all right? I felt more attached, being invested to this game, One Shot, more than Ori. I know it sounds harsh, but that's just how it felt, okay? If I didn't have Ori, I had One Shot. No disrespect to Moon Studios or to the fans of Ori, all right? But yeah, that's gonna be it for today's video. I've been talking for 17 minutes. Actually, it's a 17 minutes of audio that I'm putting into this video. Hope you guys do enjoy. I'm gonna edit this right after I take a shower. This is Wolf Dog Gray, and I'll see you all later. See ya. Let me know what you guys think of this video.